5 for the day so far, and they are in the lead. 3 other teams have 2, while the U.S. is still looking for their first medal. And in the NHL this afternoon, the Capitals beat the Sharks, and the Bruins got by the Penguins. And in wrestling at the National Duels, Iowa State and Iowa met in the finals, and it was the Cyclones winning that one 32-13. And so they will meet again later this week, but this time Iowa got to Iowa State in wrestling.
All right, thanks, Pat. When we return, Jerry, with a look at the primetime forecast.
And in Germany, they're going all out for the 90th anniversary of the teddy bear. Stay with us.
Time really does a number on your car. At Mako, we're ready to do a number on your car, too. But this number you'll like. Half. We're only half price. A great Mako paint job. Now during our
Mako half-price paint sale. Right now, come to your local Mako Center and get a $449.95 Mako Supreme paint job for only $225. That's just half price.
So come on in. For half price, we'll paint the whole car.
Iowa's original camping and boating show is coming February 12th through 16th to Vets Auditorium in Des Moines. You'll see motorhomes, travel trailers, fifth wheels, fold-downs, conversion vans, power boats, fishing boats, pontoons, and cruisers. See factory reps about generators, awnings, trailer hitches, and more. See what's new in 92. Compare many brands under one roof and save money with preseason show prices. Plus, enter to win fabulous store prizes. Don't miss the Central Iowa Camping and Boating Show February 12th through 16th at Vets Auditorium in Des Moines.
Why pay 19% interest on your credit cards? Terry Krantz Crossroads in Fort Dodge will pay off those credit cards up to $4,000 with the purchase of a new Chevrolet, Cadillac, Toyota, or Oldsmobile. That's right. Credit cards paid off up to $4,000. Choose from a huge selection of new cars, trucks, and vans in stock, and Terry Krantz Crossroads in Fort Dodge will pay off your credit cards up to $4,000. Call the credit card payoff hotline, 1-800-433-IOWA, or better yet, bring your bills to Terry Krantz Crossroads in Fort Dodge today.
IBP Incorporated, the nation's leading pork processor, is accepting applications for its facility in Perry. IBP's new Quick Start program offers these benefits. A starting wage of $6.50 an hour with an increase of up to $9 within weeks based on performance. Paid holidays and vacations, on-the-job training, solid job security, and major medical is available. Earn more quickly with the Quick Start program at IBP by applying at Job Services at 150 Des Moines Street, Des Moines, and at 605 South 1st Perry. IBP is an equal opportunity employer.
One last look at the forecast.
Our snow is diminishing through prime time, and we'll have about 22 degrees.
Thanks, Jerry. For teddy bear lovers, this year's Nuremberg Toy Fair was a dream come true. The 90th anniversary of the teddy bear was the highlight of the International Toy Fair. Hundreds of teddy bears, all with their own particular features, were on display. And for those of you who've outgrown your teddy bears, there were also children's karaoke sets, model space stations, and the centerpiece was an elaborate mountain track for toy cars. How'd you like to run your Hot Wheels on that?
Looks like a Lego. I'd hate to have to build it. It'd take forever. Thanks for joining us. That's our News Nightlies. Next, we'll be back at 10.
Good night.
Guess what? In school today, we learned about a lot of cool stuff, like Iceland. What did you learn about? Eggs! What's so great about eggs? Well, the world's record of eating the most eggs is 42 in a minute. And eggs have as much protein as hot dogs. One chicken even lays a square egg. Wow! Eggs make awesome snacks. Hey, didn't you learn anything about sharing? Not yet. The incredible edible egg!
Meskwaki Bingo is 5 years old, and during the week of Valentine's, we're having a sweetheart of a party with 5 days of fun prizes and bingo excitement. Bingo! From the 13th through the 17th, join the party with your chance to win thousands of dollars in cash and prizes. Win the Sweetheart Package with a night stay at the Best Western Regency in Marshalltown, a romantic dinner for 2 at Rube's Steakhouse, and bingo packet gift certificates, or a chance to win a brand new car. Whoa. Announcing the Meskwaki Bingo 5th birthday celebration. Just come on down and yell, Bingo!
This is WHO TV 13 Des Moines.
In Moscow, the red flag flies again as supporters of the old system protest new reform.
This is NBC Nightly News, reported by Garrick, Utley.
Good evening. If you think that democracy, free markets, individual opportunity are ideas and ideals everyone seeks, well, just look at Russia, at Moscow today. The big experiment. Boris Yeltsin's reforms are not going well. Prices have tripled. People are getting less for their money. Discontent grows, and the old guard took to the street today, hoping for a comeback. Tom Brokaw is on assignment there.
The extent of Yeltsin's problems could be seen in the streets of Moscow today in this enormous demonstration made up of people still loyal to the Communist Party and nationalistic right-wingers.
It was by far the largest demonstration yet against Yeltsin. Some of the demonstrators said they voted for Yeltsin, but now they feel betrayed by the high prices. Others complain Russian television is little more than propaganda for Yeltsin's policies. And a number of banners blame the United States and Jews for Russia's problems. It had the look and sound of an old Soviet-style May Day parade. A few of the older protesters even longed for a return of Stalin. Viktor Ampilov, one of the protest leaders, knows what he wants.
It's the socialism. We want our own life, our own way of life. We want to have our own flag. That is the red flag. So please, Mr. Bush, hands off the Soviet Russian.
Yeltsin warned his government could fall if major assistance doesn't materialize soon. To shore up his political support at home, Yeltsin's people organized a counter-rally outside the Russian White House today. It attracted a sizable crowd as well, but Yeltsin has trouble even within his own administration. Alexander Rutskoy, Yeltsin's vice president and outspoken critic, told a weekend meeting the country is headed for economic genocide. He wants to declare an economic emergency, suspending many of the current reforms. And Russian political analysts think Yeltsin will have to do something soon.
I think that in some sectors of the economy, he might try to restore the remnants of the old system.
At the moment, the anti-Yeltsin forces are not yet strong enough to topple him. They have a hard enough time raising an old Soviet Union flag over their rally. But as the economic chaos continues, their protests are becoming ever larger.
Boris Yeltsin is determined to continue his economic policies, but no politician can ignore a protest of this size and this passion. Tom Brokaw, NBC News, Moscow.
We can see the problems there. We hear the appeals for help from Boris Yeltsin and others. But what can or should we do? Well, tomorrow, American military planes will begin flying food and medical supplies there. It may be more symbolism than substance, but today even symbolism can help some. John Dancy in Frankfurt.
The American planes will take supplies to every former Soviet republic except Georgia, where civil unrest makes the flights too risky. It's part of a $5 billion American effort to help the newly independent republics.
The American effort to aid the former Soviet republics has had major problems getting started. Everything from a shortage of ships to outright theft in the former Soviet Union. These flights are an effort to jumpstart the aid program.
The food is Army B rations left over from Operation Desert Storm, bulk food items designed to feed large numbers of people. There are the usual snafus.
Breakfast, it's things like eggs, sausage, ham, normal American breakfast type items.
Sausage and ham, maybe not a good choice for Central Asian republics where most people are Muslims who don't eat pork. The U.S. is making a major effort to keep the supplies from being sidetracked to the Soviet black market before they reach their destinations.
When we land, we're going to offload the goods, give them to the State Department teams, and they're going to make sure they get into the hands of the appropriate agencies.
The U.S. has been criticized by some Europeans for not doing enough to help the newly independent republics, so these flights will be high visibility. The U.S. wants to send a message. Help is on the way. More specifically, American help is on the way. John Dancy, NBC News, Rhein-Main Air Base, Frankfurt, Germany.
And as we cover our world this Sunday, we'll also report on today's developments in the trial of former champion Mike Tyson. This evening on Focus, we will look at investing in the age of low interest rates. Are there safe alternatives to the usual CD? And we will see Magic Johnson as he returns for a final day in the basketball spotlight.
Everyone has a dream, a vision deep inside.
When I decide to follow up on an investing idea, I need a broker who's ready when I am.
We make it easier to follow your own lead.
I can call Schwab at any hour, nights or weekends, get the information I need, even place an order to trade.
Always there to give you just the help you need.
Help yourself at Schwab today.
It's Sears President's Day sale, and this Lifestyler treadmill is a great value. 1 1/4 horsepower and speeds up to 8 miles per hour, all for only $399.99. But they're going to move fast, so get to Sears today.
There's constipation and there's constipation. Oh, yeah. When it's this bad, take it to the max. New maximum relief formula Ex-Lax pills with 50% more Ex-Lax medicine for maximum relief. Oh, yeah. Take it to the max.
The future of Mike Tyson will soon be in the hands of the jury. Testimony ended today at his trial for rape after the prosecution continued to focus on discrepancies in the former champion's story. Here's Gary Matsumoto in Indianapolis.
Almost every day, Mike Tyson has taken the time to offer a smile or shake a hand or two as he entered the courthouse here in Indianapolis. Today, as the trial approached its climax, he barely acknowledged his well-wishers. Not far behind him, a procession of contestants from the 1991 Miss Black America beauty pageant. One by one, they took the stand, called on by the prosecution to discredit a defense witness who gave damaging testimony about Tyson's accuser, Desiree Washington. Among them, Charmel Sullivan, the reigning Miss Black America. Deputy Prosecutor Barbara Trathen asked her about an alleged conversation at the pageant. Did you hear Desiree Washington say to another contestant that Mike Tyson was really, really built? Oh, his butt, it's really something to hold on to. No, she replied. Trathen then played a tape of Tyson's grand jury testimony last August. Recounting his proposition to Desiree Washington, Tyson claimed then that he only said this.
I want to be with you alone. I said, I want you. You said, I want to be me and you alone. Yeah.
During the trial, Tyson changed his account, saying he told Miss Washington that he wanted to have intercourse with her, using a crude term for sex. Both prosecution and defense will make their final arguments tomorrow. Then the fate of Mike Tyson will be left to the jury. Gary Matsumoto, NBC News, Indianapolis.
And now to a special moment this afternoon. Many of you undoubtedly watched it as Magic Johnson returned to the basketball court, the NBA All-Star Game in Orlando, Florida. It was Johnson's first pro game since he announced he was infected with the AIDS virus 3 months ago, and it was his last. His teammates made it a magic day even before the game got underway. Johnson showed some of his old form. He played for 29 minutes and scored 25 points, including the final 3 points of the game, as his team, the West, won easily. And not surprisingly, he was named the most valuable player of this All-Star game. Well, when Magic Johnson announced he had the AIDS virus, the impact was tremendous, especially among teenagers, kids. But has this increased awareness, the importance of safe sex actually changed behavior? Dr. Karen Hine is with us from Montefiore Hospital in New York City. You specialize with adolescents, the AIDS problem. What was the signal, the message that they saw today with Magic out there in center court?
What all kids saw today was that the epidemic has moved from their head to their heart, something that they thought about to something that they feel.
So the fact that he was acting normally out there, playing with the other All-Stars, couldn't that send the message perhaps that, hey, he's all right, Magic? Why should we take these extra precautions?
Well, he's sending the message to all kids and to all Americans that you can get on with your life and live with HIV, not just the emphasis on dying from AIDS. And he's a great role model because he's learning how to talk about this and help other people talk.
Okay, we know the awareness is there, the shock was there, but what about behavior? Can you detect a real change in behavior among teenagers?
Well, he started a ripple effect, and of course in New York City now, we've expanded AIDS education, we're making condoms available, and like dominoes, cities all across the country are doing the same. So in fact, kids now have the opportunity to change behavior, whereas before, this was something very remote.
Okay, they have the opportunity, condoms and other instructions will be handed out, but is behavior changing? Are we aware of that in any way?
Well, certainly the first thing is information, then skills. It'll take a little bit longer to see the results.
Okay, we'll continue to follow up on that. Thank you, Dr. Hine, for being with us. And we'll be back within a moment with some answers about investing in an era of low interest rates as we continue.
You make me feel so young. You make me feel there's songs to be sung.
Promise Spread has no cholesterol and is lower in saturated fat than leading margarines.
You make me feel so young.
Promise. Get heart smart.
If you're using a credit card to get a cash advance, you're probably getting soaked. Because ordinary cards charge you interest. Right from day one, which is why you should use the Discover card. Just pay your full monthly balance and a small transaction fee, and we'll give you cash, interest-free. So you can avoid taking a bath. It pays to Discover.
Hey, there's a really big Dollar Day sale going on right now at Ace. Yep, $1 buys any one of these Ace Best Buys. Over 2 dozen for just $1 a piece. Look for Ace Really Big Dollar Day circulars and come in today. Hey, Ace is the place.
In weather this raw, don't take chances with chapped lips. Take Chapstick. Chapstick lip balm is serious medicine, made to help chapped lips heal fast and healthy lips stay healthy. This winter, don't take chances. Take Chapstick.
On Focus this evening, the topic is money, your money, and Jeff Madrick is with us. And Jeff, I think one main question people have is, where do you invest? How do you invest with interest rates so low and perhaps going lower?
It really is a challenge, Garrick. Most advisors say rates are not going back to the high levels of the 1980s, so investors have to ask more questions, do more research, and think about taking more risks. The sharp drop in interest rates has disturbed a peaceful retirement for Ruth Fisher. The former magazine editor retired to Lexington, Massachusetts 3 years ago and still writes an occasional book review. But she has had to learn a lot more about investing in the last 2 years.
Anybody who has any money to invest is going to have to know more about investments than just going to the neighborhood bank and having a savings account and having CDs.
Like so many other investors, she's had a large portion of her IRA in bank certificates of deposit and other money market instruments, once earning 10 and 12% a year. When rates started to fall, now around 4%, she sought out a New York financial planner for help.
Hi, Ruth. All right.
Bob Klein keeps tabs on her by phone.
Let's talk about the IRA, because that's where so much of your money's not working hard enough.
Okay.
We're limited because, for one thing, you're not comfortable with the stock market, so that's ruled out.
That's right. How well you know.
Right. So what we're going to be working with are fixed income things like bonds. Right now, we can put a lot of that money into a mutual fund that invests in adjustable rate mortgages.
Klein says such funds are exactly the kinds of sophisticated investments most investors are not familiar with. Fisher can earn more than 7% a year without any significant fluctuations in the value of her investment, making it virtually as safe and stable as a bank CD.
I have some CDs maturing at the end of the month, and I wondered what opportunities.
Investment advisors say that investing in the 1980s was comparatively easy because interest rates were so high. Now, they say, average investors will have to get a lot more sophisticated, raise their investment IQs.
Life is different. You have to know more.
Kyler Finley of Scudder says investors do not realize how many choices they have. For instance, his firm has a short-term bond fund that pays 8% a year. The risk is that the value of your investment can fluctuate slightly. Klein likes the fund, but Ruth Fisher thinks it's too risky. For long-term savers who want to avoid risk altogether, Klein says one investment stands out today, U.S. savings bonds. They guarantee 6% a year if you hold them long enough. Well, it's been quite a while since a savings bond could be described as one of the higher-paying investment options.
That shows you exactly where we are now. Thanks, Indeed. Jeff. And we'll have more news as we continue in a moment.
There's lots of ways to have garlic. The Kwai difference is the consistency of garlic qualities of this easy-to-swallow tablet. There's no better way to have garlic than odor-free Kwai.
I've heard a lot about garlic. Kwai is odor-free and so easy to swallow.
Kwai is available at quality drugstores, health and natural food stores, and general nutrition centers.
It's the best, and it's odor-free.
Kwai, science and nature working for you.
Cutbacks continue. Recession.
Politicians.
Crime.
Pollution. Daycare. Not having any time.
Job insecurity.
You never needed it more. A new extra-strength pain reliever made to get today's tough headaches before they really get you. 1,000 milligrams, stomach guard, and the name Bayer. That should ease your mind. Introducing new extra-strength Bayer Plus. Now there's no pain you can't bear.
Hot coffee and steak in front of strangers at 30,000 feet? Not till I switched. Now I Fixodent and forget it.
That's good. When people are watching you this closely, you just can't be worried about your dentures. That's why I Fixodent and forget it.
Fixodent holds stronger than any other adhesive. It even stands up to the hottest liquids.
Sister, Grandpa?
He never would have tried this with his old adhesive.
For the strongest hold you can get, Fixodent and forget it.
1847, Werner Siemens opens his first factory and begins to manufacture the world's most advanced telegraph. That was then. This is now. Today, Siemens has 60 factories all across America, with over 15,000 manufacturing people, turning out an astonishing variety of high-tech electronic and electrical products with quality American industry can count on. Siemens, precision thinking.
More Haitian refugees were returned to their homeland on U.S. ships this weekend. When the democratically elected president there was overthrown recently, the Bush administration sent clear signals that this coup would not stand. Those were not the exact words, but it was clearly the intent as sanctions were imposed. But now, the United States is easing the pressure. Why? George Lewis reports from Haiti.
It has not been a happy homecoming for the returning boat people. Turned down for political asylum in the United States, they now face an uncertain future in a country where most can barely eke out a living. Shortly after the military coup in Haiti, the Bush administration embargoed imports of Haitian products, hoping to force a return to democracy. Instead, ordinary Haitians were thrown out of work as Haiti's poverty worsened. Normally, this industrial park on the outskirts of Port-au-Prince employs about 13,000 people. But a week after the U.S.-led economic embargo was imposed on Haiti, this place was closed. A few people hang around the closed factories with nothing else to do. We live in misery, says this man. We cannot feed our families. Now, the U.S. government has given some American companies permission to resume business with Haiti. One such company is Country Originals, an importer of baskets and artwork. The president of the company says the embargo was a mistake.
Who it hurt, first of all, was the poor people of Haiti. You know, that's the bottom line. They got hurt the worst.
But some human rights groups say America should not have abandoned the embargo so quickly.
I don't think that it has been hurting the poor people more than anyone else. Because if you ask the real poor people in the street, they simply tell you, we have been living under embargo since we were born.
An embargo against basic freedoms and a decent standard of living. George Lewis, NBC News, Port-au-Prince, Haiti.
I'll be back with more news in a moment.
Piloting a corporate jet for Dow can be interesting and rewarding, particularly when it's an Angel flight. The corporate Angel network uses empty seats on company business trips to fly cancer patients who need specialized treatment. Patients like Christy. Dow was the first to make over 100 of these flights. Welcome aboard, Angel. This company does great things. This is one of them.
I use a shampoo for dandruff, but my scalp still itches like crazy.
You need new Scalpicin, the revolutionary scalp medicine for deep scalp itch, not ordinary dandruff. Scalpicin is not a shampoo. It's a clear liquid you don't wash away like shampoo. Apply Scalpicin anytime for deep scalp itch relief, with medicine chosen by doctors over all these dandruff shampoo formulas. Scalpicin penetrates to relieve the itch and help prevent flaking.
The itch is gone.
New Scalpicin, the scalp medicine for deep scalp itch.
Now's the time for Centrum Silver, because you're over 50 and you're out there swinging. Centrum Silver, a complete vitamin formula for your changing nutritional needs. Centrum Silver, it's a great time to be silver.
From the frigid North Atlantic to the treacherous waters off New Zealand,
From oceans all over the world comes Red Lobster's World of Lobster. Now succulent rock lobster, petite deep sea lobster, sweet Maine lobster, in delicious combinations and at special prices you'll think the world of. Hurry in now, because this spectacular event ends soon. Red Lobster's World of Lobster.
Time now to look ahead to some of the stories that will be making news this coming week. Tomorrow, Dow Corning releases its records concerning the development and safety of its silicone breast implants. Last month, the FDA called for a moratorium on those implants. On Tuesday, Dr. Jack Kevorkian, the Michigan doctor who helped 2 chronically ill women end their lives, is back in court. He'll find out whether the murder charges he faces will be dropped. And the political pace picks up this week. Tomorrow, the Iowa caucuses will be held. On Wednesday, President Bush officially announces that, yes, no surprise, he is running for re-election. Of course, elections don't happen in a vacuum in a never-never land of political or economic theory. They happen in the real world of real people with their problems and hopes. And that is what it will be like in New Hampshire, the first primary state just 9 days away. And Fred Briggs sets the scene of what the vote there is about.
Who wants to start us at about $100,000? Anybody at 100? Then 50.
A home goes on the auction block in the state that leads the nation in foreclosures. Officially, New Hampshire's motto is still live free or die, but the signs seen most often in cities or small towns have a simpler message. It says people are getting desperate.
They paid 2 or 3 times what these properties are worth 4 and 5 years ago, and there's nothing they can do.
In the resort of Loon Mountain, the developers couldn't build enough condos. 4 years ago, they were sure yuppies in Boston, Hartford, even New York would be standing in line, paying $200,000 or more to have a place here. They didn't. Those that did are trying to get out. Optimistic developers even built a shopping center, and some retailers actually moved in, open for business, that never came. Few states rode the boom of the 80s quite as high as New Hampshire did. In many respects, it led the nation in acquiring new business, new residents, and new homes. 4 years ago, it had the country's lowest unemployment rate, 2.5%. Now it's close to 10%, among the highest. The largest banks have gone under or been taken over by the Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation. This house, by the way, belongs to the state's Democratic Party chairman, and he may lose it in a foreclosure to a bank taken over by federal regulators.
The FDIC and the other government agencies are going to be the largest property owners in the state of New Hampshire at the end of this year.
There it is again, real estate. In this tiny state, 36,000 jobs were in construction 4 years ago. Now it's less than 10,000. 1 year ago, there were layoffs at this lumber mill.
I just couldn't believe that they do that, after working there 14 years.
I just found out I was pregnant the month before.
They weren't speculators, but speculators helped them prosper. And now the state is paying dearly for putting aside its thrifty Yankee tradition, looking for a sign from a candidate and to rid itself of signs like this. Fred Briggs, NBC News, Franklin, New Hampshire.
And while on the topic of politics, this note from Britain, the story of Paddy Ashdown. He is the head of the small Liberal Party. Their elections are coming. The campaign is going to be very rough. Ashdown learned that someone was going to leak a story to the tabloid press about his adultery. Sound familiar? Well, last week, with his wife standing by his side, he acknowledged that he had had an affair with the secretary 5 years ago. The press played up the scandal. One tabloid headline called him Paddy Pantsdown. And what is the political fallout of all of this? Is the British public shocked? It sure is, apparently at the press. The latest poll this weekend shows that Ashdown's popularity has gone up by 13%. And that is our look at our world this day. Tom Brokaw will be reporting from Moscow tomorrow with an interview with Mikhail Gorbachev, the first on American television since he left office. I'm Garrick Utley. Good night for all of us at NBC News.
I've been wrong.
Tonight, get ready for NBC's back-to-back brats. First, he's hell on earth.
We've adopted Sadie.
They've got a problem child. Then, for the first time on television,
how much trouble can there be?
Arnold Schwarzenegger is a kindergarten cop.
They're horrible.
Kindergarten Cop at 8:30, 7:30 Central, following Problem Child, NBC Tonight.
Just 90 miles away, one of the most mysterious lands in the world. Until now, for the first time, an unprecedented live broadcast. The Today Show in Cuba, Wednesday on NBC.
Time really does a number on your car. At Mako, we're ready to do a number on your car, too. But this number you'll like. Half. For only half price. A great Mako paint job. Now during our
Mako half-price paint sale. Right now, come to your local Mako Center and get a $449.95 Mako Supreme paint job for only $225. That's just half price.
So come on in. For half price, we'll paint the whole car.
From WHO TV 13 Des Moines, this is a 24-hour news update.
Good evening, I'm Jerry Reno from the TV 13 Weather Center. It is a bit on the slippery side. In case you haven't traveled out in the Des Moines area, a quick look at our road conditions map shows most slippery spots are here in the center of the state, where road conditions are reported 25% snow covered. However, some parts of Mixmasters and interstate systems are reported very, very icy, so we'd urge you to travel with extreme care. The snow will be diminishing. Look for partly cloudy skies and a bit of a warming trend. More next hour from your 24-hour news source.
Tonight, get ready for an evening with NBC's back-to-back brats.
Why can't we adopt? Okay. Let's get a kid.
They were looking for a little angel.
Let's do it. You've got yourself a kid.
What they found, it's the devil, was hell on earth.
I hope you guys are insured.
We've got a problem. Call him bad. Call him mad. Just be glad you don't call him yours.
We've adopted Satan.
Me?
And now, John Ritter in the network comedy smash, Problem Child.
The lady prefers playing billiards to watching TV, and his shirt to hers. Stargazing to astrology.
No matter what else the lady prefers Hanes. Hanes Silk Reflections Hosiery in 28 elegant colors.
That's what the lady prefers.
Let's look at two spaghetti sauces, Prego and Ragu Old World Style.
Stop the film. See? Prego has big chunks. Ragu, no chunks. Okay, let it run. See? Ragu Old World Style, it's...